Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Round and Round We Go. I am the Blind Gaming Guy, and this is my Space Engineers playthrough on Apex Legends. And of course, I fell out of my cockpit. At the end of last time, we were working on our phone. And I came up with an idea on how to fix the problem we were having. Which was that... I can figure out which one. The defensive block here is not turning off the AI basic. That's really good. 2 blocks that we need back to back. So what we're going to do is put in a broadcast controller. Is that what it's called? I have never used this. Or not, no, it's not the broadcast. It's the action relay. That's what's called. It's the action relay is what I want. I have never done this. I have seen it done. But doing it's a whole different ball of wax. What we're going to do is have the action relay turn on and off the AI basic and let the AI defense be AI defense only. That way so now we need to go into the action relay. This one is going to receive signal only. We are going to set it up to toggle AI basic. AI behavior on off. Yeah. Now we're going to go back into the undock event controller. And we're going to go into actions. No, not the event controller. I want the timer. I want the launch timer. Set up actions. AI basic. We don't want these. There. Now, when this launches now, rather than following whatever it's set to, rather than following me, it will immediately go into combat mode. Which we already tested. The combat mode works perfectly. And then using our action relay, which we can put one on here. You have a really good spot right there to put one. We can then tell this one to send signals channel. Let's put it on channel 5. Okay. Let's go put the other one on channel 5 to make it the same. Action relay. Channel 5. Alright. Now, my understanding is that if I'm in this and I go to my action relay and we just tell this one to send signal. Now, keep in mind, we are in our live. This is not the testing channel that we were in last time. Okay, so we hit 9. Let's turn autopilot off. Let's make sure the basic is turned off. There we go. Now, let's take control of it. Let's take it out on a little trip. Alright. Now it is almost a kilometer away. Or over, yeah, right a kilometer away. Okay. So, we are not in control of it. We come in here and we hit 8. Actually, there's something we did wrong. Hit 8 again to turn it back off. Sorry, Shift K. Grab this guy. And we need to turn... Let's double check. Basic is off. Basic behavior is off. Okay. Then we'll turn our AI behavior on back, our flight controller back on. It's flying. Why is it flying? Seriously, where is it going? It came back. Why did it come back? I'm really confused why it came back. Seriously, why did it come here? Okay. It's gotta be in the AI defensive. Something I have got turned on in the AI defensive to do something I didn't expect. Alright, AI defensive behavior. Set up actions, maybe? Flee, trigger, never... AI defensive. Should never flee. basic is turned off so it won't follow. I really don't know why I turned around and came home. Let's see if it does it again. Turn off autopilot. Well, that was nice. Alright, again, the plan is for it to just stay where I put it. Okay. It is just sitting here now. Autopilot is on. It is doing nothing. So, if combat was just now over and I wanted it to come home, I would then hit the number 8. And it should be boogieing straight back here now. And it is. So that's how we're going to handle retrieving it after combat. Is we're just going to make it come home. Or come back to me, personally. And now we're ready to dock. Alright. So that is how we're going to build our combat drones. Well, that was really good timing for a thing like that to have happened. Okay, so now we have our drone. Now we need a second drone, just like it. So probably the easiest way to do it is actually go Shift K, hit Shift J, whatever that did. Oh, open my thing. What? Shift K. Oops. Okay. Now then. This is the drone fully set up as we're going to use it. Control B. Blue smoke drone. Yes, that is exactly what we already call it. Now, I need another docking point. Control G. I don't know why it wouldn't draw it all at once, but whatever. Shift K, grab it, take it back down. Dock, recharge, off. Shift or Control G. I just want the thing. We'll rotate it over. Of course, it won't let me do what I want. Right click, switch it to lock. G, I need a projector this time. Okay, and you, blueprint. Blue smoke drone. The finished one. Wherever it is. There it is. Copy it to the clipboard. It's actually remarkably close to where we want it. Alright, there. Now I can actually get it lined up exactly where I want it. Oh, it's hard to see. With a few times where it's actually harder that way.
Meteor storm inbound.
Alright, one last thing is to go only buildable. Actually, you know what might be easier? Can I get away with doing that? I'm thinking about slapping a large grid welder large grid welder I just knocked off. Actually, I have that larger thing on it, so yeah, it definitely would be the way to go. You know what might be even better than that? Just come down here and get one. Turn it on. We're going to need one more, so we can be sure we get the entire thing. Actually, it looks like it's missing the front. Is it really missing the very front and very back? Yes, they are missing the very front and very back. And yes, I am being this lazy. And not to walk through the weld zone. Apparently that's too far away still. Sorry about clearing my throat in your ear again. Take control. I need to do this real quick. Control the remote. Turn AI off, which it is off, so it's not an issue, because apparently the part that... And apparently the gyro's not built. We're going to name this one Smoky Drone 2. Why not? Switch lock. Alright, fine. Next, that's not going to work. It's got to turn 90 degrees. Alright. Yes, there. That works. Now we turn the welder on. And hopefully it finishes out everything. Now then. Let's remove this stuff from the top of our roadway. Considering that this is our roadway. We hit Shift K. Never mind, it's not going to work that way. We'll just do it this way. Grab this remote control. Hit Control. Hit 9. Why? Do I have to set up everything in here? Event controller. Yep. Okay, event. Oh, no. Yeah, of course we do, because the block it was using isn't there anymore. Probably just this one then. Alright, so connector, lock, unlock, small inset connector, add block. Okay. That makes sense. Hold on. The ship has been disconnected from terminal. I'm touching it. Remote. Take control. Go down. Lock on. And unlock. AI is enabled. Alright. Now, as before, Smoky Drone 2, control. Alright, we hit... Oh, Shift K. Smoky Drone 2. We turn on AI, because it's currently off. Okay, now it's flying on its own. Then we pop out of here. We hit 8. We pop back in. And watch it fly home. Alright. Now we turn Oh, no. Where did it crash? I did that. It actually took almost no damage considering how bad that was. Oh, 8 on the drone's hotbar is to toggle the batteries on and off of recharge. 8 on the ship's hotbar is to turn the 8 on the ship's hotbar, or on the rover's hotbar, is to turn off the action relay. So instead of turning the action relay off, I just crashed it hard. Oh, I am so sorry. Dactus Jack, this is Space Engineers. This is a moderately close to vanilla run through of the newest update. I have very few specialty or very few mods to change major behaviors. About the only major behavior I really have changed is the sleep mod. I also, last week, I made the welders have a bigger weld area. Those are the two major changes that have been made above vanilla. Pretty much everything else I'm doing is using vanilla blocks, including crashing my ship because I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. Let's get the stuff to build a couple of new thrusters and just repair it. Okay. That might be enough for it to fly. Let's see. Drone batteries. Turn them back to regular. Yep. Considering it just took off all on its own. Is it going to crash all on its own now too? Alright. Tell it to stop trying to follow me. There we go. Now it will stop trying to follow me. And get control of the smoky drone. Turn autopilot off entirely. And fly it back down. Remember, it only has half of its normal thrust. And try to repair it. It took remarkably little damage considering what I did to it. Oops. It is a great game. It can be played and enjoyed without any of the DLCs. So if you can, especially if you can catch it while it's on one of its lower cells, grab it in a heartbeat. But it's a lot of fun to play. It does have a fairly steep learning curve. Don't let people who have been streaming and playing the game for a prolonged period of time fool you into thinking that we all started this good. Overarching objective of the game, whatever you choose. Really, there is no there really isn't a lot to the story. Actually, less to the story of this game than in games like Minecraft, which actually does have a planned out story. The last couple of major updates have had story to them, with the introduction of the... Oh, I read a thing about them last time, even. It's supposed to be the progenitor race, effectively. With advanced technology that regular people don't have. Hold on, I could find it. I know how to find it. They are called the Prototechs. The Prototech Empire. The Prototech Empire is technically out there. Right there, actually. 5,000 meters away is or 5,000 kilometers away is the nearest Prototech point that I can see at the moment. And you can play the game that your goal is to go out and find out about the Prototech Empire and advance yourself that way. Or you do it like I did this time. My entire goal of this particular playthrough is to circumnavigate Pertam while carrying a greenhouse with all of the different survival foods in here that was introduced in the brand new Apex Survival Update, which was the most recent named update for this game. Which I have a pretty greenhouse, you can see. Which actually, that's why I was in here looking for was food. I've ate all of mine. Let's grab these. But the main point of the game is building cool stuff and getting to drive / fly / fight. Because there's not a lot of games out there where you, for example, can build an AI drone that can then fly around with you, fight with you, and, you know, act all as a AI NPC, effectively. Which is what I'm in the process of doing, is building a second AI drone so that I can hook it up to an AI drone, build an AI drone carrier so that when I go out and fight, I don't have to aim and shoot because I'm really, really bad at aiming and shooting. It's because I'm blind. And I'm just really bad at that. Alright, so now let's stock this guy up. I do need to change his event controller to look for the new connector because I blew the old one off. Oops. And there we go. But what truly sets Space Engineers apart from other games in this genre is the ability to move what you create. I mean, there is something missing off the back of that. Did I crash my ship and don't remember it? I did. Oh, wait. I did do that. Well, poo. For example, this entire thing, less the bridge on the front, this entire rover I've driven already halfway across the planet. I started 42.46 kilometers straight through the world from here, which actually means I'm already getting closer to it than I was. I can also do this with my 2 drones here. This is kind of the point I'm trying to make. You don't get to do this very often in video games. I forgot to turn off, or to turn the batteries back on. In both of them, I bet. No, this one's still got the batteries going. Alright. Now, tell both drones to follow me. And if I fly off, for example, I will have 2 drones pop up in the sky and chase me down. Yes, I built the huge rover. I built this bridge and several others throughout the course of this playthrough. Just built these 2 drones over the last 2 playthroughs. Now I gotta bring them both back in. And I'm actually in the process, my next goal is to turn this right here into a combat vessel that will carry those 2. Let's bring in this one first, since I know it has the weaker batteries. Why? Oh, yeah. Turn off autopilot. Bring it down in. And fly it forward until it docks. There we go. Dock that one. Repeat the process with the other drone. There we go. 9. Why is it showing half the batteries? Oh, I know why. Because both drones have the exact same name for their batteries. Anyway, so, yeah, there. So, that's what makes this game unique, is not just that you can build whatever you want to build. It's that you get to move, drive, fly, fight, and everything else. with the construction. You're not just building a castle in Minecraft or Ark. You're building the castle, building the catapult, and then shooting at other people's catapults and castles. Which is what keeps a lot of us coming back and back to the game over and over again. And then there's the fact that the modding community for Space Engineers is one of the most impressive modding communities I've ever played a game that had a modding community for. And I'm including games like Skyrim into that. Earlier in the day on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to noon, I stream on Twitch, and I'm currently playing through a entire scenario that was created by a pair of modders called Escape from Mars. That scenario changes a lot of the basic rules and gives you an actual story to experience and a different way to play Space Engineers than the vanilla. There are a lot of other modders. For example, if you want to have a game where you're doing cranes and salvaging rather than building from scratch, there are salvage yard scenarios. There are almost pure combat scenarios if you'd rather just do the combat scenarios. If you like multiplayers, there are PvP servers, there are PvE servers, this is a game that is literally defined by creativity, not only yours, but by a dedicated and active modding community that is second to none. So that's why that's why I would recommend this game to anyone who's interested in trying out something that's a little different than everything else. Because Space Engineers is a little different than everything else. I was going to try to use this as is, but the more I've thought about it with these new the way these drones are manufactured, it's just not going to work. So, to the drawing board. Okay, so we want to be able to hook those two drones on without sacrificing integrity when I try to fight. Also, without me having to do the fighting. So, I am going to be relying on turrets for my combat. Because I stink at combat. Mostly I stink because I tend to overextend and then not be able to get out. But we all have our strengths and weaknesses. My weakness is combat. I need conveyor. I'm going to need turrets. If you have any other questions, Dactus, feel free to ask. I will keep looking at chat as often as I can, and or as often as I think to, and I will answer any questions you can ask that I know the answers to, and if I don't know the answer to, I'll be honest and tell you that too. Okay, well, it's got to go up higher than that to put that on the bottom. That in mind, let's give it a cargo container instead. If we have to go up that high anyway, let's give it a modular cargo underneath. So we can carry both loot and stuff to shoot with. Loot and ammo. Well, that's what's going to go in this cargo container. Loot and ammo. Oh, was all I needing steel plate? Apparently all I was needing was steel plate. Oh well. We'll cargo these in from above. There we go. Pair of Gatling guns on the bottom of this plane shooting down. Do I have room to spread that out one more? I do, okay. I think I'm going to spread these out just a hair further. Give me a couple of reasons. One is I can do my conveying on the side like I want. Small conveyors, there. There we go. We'll go with a small armored conveyor. Take it up. Rotate it to the side and do the same thing on the other, except for going the opposite direction. There we go. There we go. It spreads it out a little bit, makes it look a little bit less confined. Now, how do I want to do this? How big are they in comparison? For example, they are two. They're 2 blocks wider than this. Which means if I center them with these, it would stick out 2 that way and come in even with that. I have enough space to do that. Alright, let's try setting that up. And I will be using redundancies here. I am just trying to get my basic idea here going first. How far back do I need to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now let's give myself a little bit of space, so 8, 9, and then we'll want the corner to connect up to. And I do use a bunch of built-in shortcuts in Build Planner to jump back and forth faster on some of the stuff. One mod I do have on here that is definitely not vanilla that I'm using is Block Picker, which is what allows me to pick that without going into the G menu and select a block out build. In this case, then set connector that I need for right here. Alright, now that will allow me to connect a drone to each side. Oops, lost a piece of steel. And that was just because I didn't want to count. Okay. Control G, grab that. Set you right there. Alright, that will let me connect both those drones to this. Let's fly them over and get them situated first. Alright. Shift K. Blue Smoke Rover, hit control. Which one is it going to put me in control of? Shift K. Really? Fine. Be faster, just do this. Actually, it won't, because same reason I lost control of this one. Drone batteries. Auto. Drone batteries. Auto. Switch lock. Okay, apparently I forgot to turn that off. Because they were both trying to follow me. First things first. Let's change a couple things in here. Antenna, show ship name. Yes. Drone batteries. We're going to rename this group Drone 2 batteries. Save. Delete drone batteries. There. Now look. It won't do dumb things now. And actually, event controller. Undock event controller. Select actions. It's already set to groups. Windock, drone 2 bats. Recharge on. And then I need the launch timer. Set up actions. Drone 2 bats. Recharge off. Hopefully that'll keep it from having any of the brain farts. Now, Shift K. Smoky Drone 2, control. Grab the remote. Turn AI off. so it will let me move it on my own. Oop, oop. There we are. In proximity, locked. Now you're seeing a lot of dust off because this thing still has its remote control. Control, turn that off. Alright. I turned off dampening so it will quit trying to fly on its own. Or keep from trying to make the whole thing fly. Alright, Shift K. I need the other drone. Control. Turn off autopilot. Oh, don't crash. Don't crash. Come on now. And there we did a couple things to that one. We should do to this one. For starters, launch timer. Setup actions, drone batteries, recharge off. Got it. And then under event controller, I can type setup actions. If it's docked, tell the batteries to go on to recharge. There we go. Now hit 9. And of course it's trying to, it still has its remote control. Take control. And stop it. Okay. So, there are my two drones connected to the drone carrier. Next step. Next step. How do I want to make this look for me? Oh, how do I want to fly this now? It is going to be a combat vehicle, so I should put a combat seat in it. So I guess we will start there with the fighter cockpit. There's lots of ways I can put... If I really don't want to use the fire cockpit on the front. It would stick way out front, and that's not really the view look I want. I really want it to be set in like right here. So maybe we use a different cockpit. How about we use... That thing is always turned off. I don't understand. How many times I have to sign up for that thing? Sorry, I'm complaining. I should have the flush cockpit. I don't know why it says I don't have the flush cockpit. I will have to sign up for it again. I apologize for clearing my throat in your ear. I guess we will use the basic cockpit. The main difference between all the cockpits is their connecting points. This one will connect easiest right here, though. Provided which is basically where I want a cockpit to connect.
Low.
It's not exactly where I was hoping to connect the cockpit to, but it'll work. While I may not be great at combat, actually, this needs to be moved because I have a lot of redundancy if I do it that way. What I need is under conveyors. I want poo. Let's go change the conveyors I have access to. Really, why is it issue? Why is it not letting me do that? Oh, I know why. I forgot about those. Those are my sorters that don't let everything come out here, only let ammo come out here. So I'm trying to pull components through tubes that are only set up for ammo. That makes sense. Never mind me. Technically that fits there. It looks weird as can be, but it could technically fit there like that. I'm not going to do that, but I need the small conveyor tubes again. Okay, that gives me redundancy in my gives me two separate paths for my ammo to flow out of the cargo container to the turret.
Energy critical.
I need to get some energy. Oh. I guess that could explain some things. According to YouTube, I'm streaming at too high of a bit rate. I will look at that for next time, maybe. Turrets. Use autocannons, assault cannons. Definitely not rockets. Definitely not rockets. An autocannon on either end. autocannons and Gatling guns are kind of two sides of the same coin. One hits harder, the other one fires more rounds per second. They both have almost the exact same DPS provided every round hits. Which for me is a moot point. That's why I use turrets. Alright, so I guess we do need to switch to... look at the cockpits again. Because I honestly don't know which cockpit will have the bottom I want. That one does not have... None of them have a base that really works. Alright, fine. You win. You get a U used. I need it to have the... Those aren't going to stay there. They're just there to line up the back. Yes, like that. This is definitely going to be a different shaped vehicle than I think I've ever built. Okay, now, for when I'm attacking things on the ground, let's go with... Let's see. Artillery may be too big. Assault cannons have a range of 1,400. Artillery require... Let's go look at ammo real fast. Production... Assembler, ambo. Alright. Railgun sabos require uranium. Artillery requires uranium. I did not realize I was being irradiated by this planet. Pertam is not the easiest planet to start on. So I could build assault cannon. It is apparently the biggest gun I can currently build. So assault cannon it will be. Let's put a couple assault cannons on here so that when I am in a position to sit back and snipe, I can do so. We're going to put 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That will give me some teeth. The turrets will give me the ability to hopefully survive until the drones can deal with the bad guys. Yeah, I like where this is heading. I like where we're heading. Be a very unusual vehicle for me, but I like where we're heading. I'm trying to envision what the closed-in spaces are going to look like, too. Let's give it some batteries, because this thing needs batteries. Really, we're building this for combat, not for salvage, so we're not going to put a whole lot of cargo on here. Should we put a second cargo on? I could put a second cargo there. There's no reason this vehicle needs that much cargo. And this vehicle does not need this much cargo. But it's not going to stop me from putting it there. Actually, no, I never mind. I changed my mind on what I was doing there too. Let's just do that. And then just flip this back over. There we go. And then we can just slap a GAT Type 2 right here on the back end. Yeah. And then off of here, oops. This is just temporary as I build redundancies here in the back again. Off of here, we will replace these two. With some of these. That and that. That will allow me to... Actually, no, I didn't need to do it in that spot. So I leave that as the reinforced tube. And then jump out a couple of blocks again. Again, these are just temporary structure. Come off of this point. Up. Rotate. Ah! Up. rotate. And then over here, instead of a corner, we need a T. Ah, if I hit the right button. There. Again, sometimes rotating is not my strong suit. There we go. Got T's running. That way, I can come straight back across here. Like that. That gives me 2 paths for conveyance to and from my drones. Now let's give it the interior, the innards that all drones need, or that all ships need. Let's start with some batteries. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 6 batteries ought to provide plenty of power. Alright, there's power. Now if we turn each of these onto recharge in the current. This is another mod. It's called Build Info or Build Vision. One or the other. I use both all the time. I honestly don't play any game that doesn't have those two on it, so I'm not even sure I differentiate between the two most of the time. And let's get some gyros. Gyros are immensely important because otherwise you can't rotate or turn or ow. You can always ow. Owing is always an option. I like to try to make them all point one direction as much as possible. Even if I am going to do this, which kind of screws that up. I put 4 on each side, right? Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. Next step is thrust. How do we want to set up thrust on here? We are using the D-shaped fans on that one, on those. Maybe we try using D-shaped on here too. Grab atmospheric thrusters and go until we find the D shapes. There we go. And we're going to need multiples. We don't want to get directly underneath. Directly underneath. Yeah, we're further underneath than I'd like. We're also starting to run out of space more than I'd like. Because we are up against this now.
Energy low.
Let's go make landing this thing, interesting. Let's just say interesting. Jump in here and turn off my my dampeners. It's 2 o'clock. We got time yet. There we go. That allows me to bring that out. Kind of keep the original shape of the drones. Alright, yeah. I'm digging this. I'm digging what we're doing here. Let's get this. Somehow we're going to end up. Hopefully the carrier kind of looks like the drones, but bigger. That's kind of where I'm aiming for this look. Alright, rotate you around.
Meteor storm inbound.
1, 2, and 3. Alright, that gives me 6 up thrusters. That should give me more than enough thrust. Now, side to side. This fit one will not need a vertical thrust or down thrust because, well, the AI is not flying it. And these guys, I mean, that down thruster does not equal those up thrusters. It's just there to keep the computer happy. Honestly, can I put... I can just simply put a large thruster going out each side right there. It's underneath the gun. Looks good to me. I mean, I probably could even push it in a block if I really wanted. I don't see a reason to because of the proximity to the because where it sits in regards to the ones out here anyway.
Fuel low.
Yeah, it's an H2O2.
Fuel critical.
Okay, forward thrust and reverse thrust. I don't want to put that there. And it doesn't... It don't ride there. I mean, if I came further forward, I could rearrange those. Then I have to worry about cooking my drones. So, not an option. Big one, not an option. Little ones, it is. Thrusters. Again, can't put it there because it... Wait, will it fit? No, it'll fit there. Okay, never mind. Gotta be careful of where I put stuff because I don't want to melt things that I need. 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be way more than I need. Although not too much actually, when you realize that the big ones are 9 of these. Maybe I do want a couple more. There. Yeah, I can live with that. Now what do we do at the front? The front, we got a little bit different set of issues. The front, our issues is going to be can we make everything jive in a nice set of, in a way that looks nice for flight. And that gives me what? 4, 6. How many did I put on each side in the back? 4, 7, 9. didn't do it right. These two need to come out further. It gives me 2, 6, 7 on each side. Alright, down is provided by gravity, up is provided by 6 large Ds. Side to side is each provided by 1 huge thruster. And my forward and backwards is provided by a bunch of small thrusters. So, how close does that get me to finished? One has to wonder. Alright, I know it is ugly, but it should have everything it needs to fly. It will also let us know if we are on the right track for enough thrust. So, first things first. BATT. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll call this the smoke carrier. And these are batteries. Save. We're going to switch all of them to auto for now. Need to turn dampeners on. And then we need to find our connector. And unlock. Now, this should what is our issue? Are we seriously caught by the magnet again? We are caught by the magnet. Alright. Alright, so G connector. Yes, the big insect connector. Switch lock. Alright. Alright, we are hovering. We have enough thrust in every direction except for up, maybe. I don't like how little up we're getting. I think we need more up thrusters. Yes, we need more up thrusters. Okay, so that will be what we work on when I get back from a bio. It is nighttime, and I will be right back. Alright. Sorry. I'm back. So, we now know we need more thrust still. I don't want to put it back there. I guess we could put it, center it right here between these. Bring it back one. I'm worried we're getting that Gatling gun's line of fire. But I have the mod set up where it won't shoot itself, so yeah, let's do that. Grab some extra steel plate. And let's get the D. Not that D, the big D. There we go. Let me decide where to put it. I think we're going to center it there. That way we don't run into getting zapped by the thrusters when we try to dock, hopefully. We're going to have enough issues with these guys getting zapped by those thrusters. Actually, that's a legitimate reason to move these. Those may get cooked. Even this row may get cooked. We're going to leave them there, but I didn't think about that.
Inventory full.
Oops. Inventory full. So, apparently I need to move some thrusters. Come forward and just do 3 like that. Come forward 1. Go get myself killed doing that. Is that the same spot? Yeah, okay. Alright, that gives me 7 on both sides. Is it the same I have in front now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Same front and back now. There we go. That gives us the additional thrust we were looking for up and down. A little bit more anyway. Now we can start putting on pretty stuff. By pretty stuff, I mean greebling! I am not as active a greebler as others may be, but I do like it when things are nice and pretty. Okay. Now let's start with bringing this guy. Provided I find the right spot. There. Good grief. I had a hard time finding that. Now then, how do we want this part to taper in? That looks like a giant bird beak. No, I'm not stopping there, but it does kind of look like a giant bird beak. I would go ahead and put the angle on, bring it in like I'm going to do, except for the guns being 3 wide here, they beg to be out like this. Actually, I was wondering where I was going to put something. I just thought of where I'm putting it too. Now I need to go back in here and get this row. Right there and right here. And then come to the pointy one there and right there. Now, I know I just took that center piece off, and there's a reason. I'm going to put the camera. I'm going to put a camera right here. Let that camera fill that spot. Because that way I can still have the zoom of functionality, and it's centered directly. I mean, it's only one block above these, so the accuracy is still going to be there. Or at least for in my case, the accuracy will be there. I'll still be able to reach out and touch things with those. Yeah. Oh yeah, we like that setup. And it kind of makes the cockpit look like it just comes down and flows into the slope there. Yeah, we can live with that. We like that. And we're going to mimic that across here again. There, and there. Flip it to the other side and do it again. There, and there. Flip it over. There. And finish out the slope like that. And now, how to incorporate the side slope that we instigated with these. Needs to be out at least to there. This is where my brand of greebling is not up to other people's, because I just can't quite get into it the way some guys do. I'd actually really rather have it come out to there. Even if it can't stay there because of those two can't stay there because of the thruster. Alright. There we got those. Oh, for heaven's sakes. How many times can you hit the wrong button? If you're me, it's a lot. The answer is a lot. The answer is a lot. Good afternoon to you as well, Scott. Nice having people watching today. All right. Gives it a big mouth, don't it?
Energy low.
Alright, let's get some energy. We're doing alright on food. Looks like a duck-billed drone carrier. Thanks! Yeah, it doesn't have the tail to be a platypus, though. And I'm from the wrong side of the world. Just FYI. Alright. We got that. So if we go with this and no, I want to come out further for the next row. Oh, Greebling gets so challenging when you start doing these angly stuff. We have this one. We have that one. And the transition blocks. Because, see, this one is now at a 90 this direction. It's the wrong angle. I don't want it to have that angle. I mean, I want it to have that angle, just not that angle. At that point. What does that one look like? Brings us out further. So what does the one above it look like then? Not like that. Maybe it's going to be in this set of blocks after all. Nope. Nope. Definitely nope. Possibly? Nope. That's got the 2x going the... It's got 2x instead of a 1x. Wait, so that one's got a diagonal going in both directions. Would that be in here? Opposite that one? That one? Yes. Yes, it is that one. Oh. Greebling is hard. Nope. 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 That's the one I did. Maybe I needed any transitions after all. Let's see. That one hit the right angle? I think that one might be the right angle. Control G, double check. Yes, that one is the right angle. Except for it's not the right angle for here. See, it goes to a square, and I need it to go to a... Maybe what I actually need is in here. No, not that one for sure. Nope. 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 Thing is, I need that kind of going the opposite direction. Let's try going in here again. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, it's not in there. Not in here. Kind of flows the wrong direction. Because it flows the wrong way. That one. That one flows the right way, right there. And it fits perfectly. Next, makes it look like a... plain square fits that hole. In fact, plain square, it fits all those holes. Honestly, I don't know which block is going to fit in this hole either.
Fuel low. Critical.
May fly back up. Actually, I think I know which block fits there. There. Bit of an unusual flow right here, but kind of a back and forth, back and forth. What happens if Control G? We take out this one. Take out these. Grab this guy, Control G. Put him there. Control G. Put you back here. Now which one fills that hole? Oh, this is the part of greebling I hate. I can't help myself, though. It's in here. Ha, I found it. I actually think I need this one here again. No. Nope, nope. We're gonna need... That one's probably definitely gonna be in here. Alright. Nope, you got the wrong set of angles. Oh, we got... We have 2 buys on 3 sides. That's our issues. We have 2 buys on 3 sides. Okay. Two by hole. Nope. 2 by hole. Nope. Alright, what we got? Honestly, I'm having trouble seeing it at this point. There. Okay, 2 by, 2 by. This one's close, but it's not got enough 2 bys. 2 2 bys, but not 3 2 bys. 1 2 by, 2 2 by. Not enough 2x. I may have found one of the few situations where I got the wrong shape for them. I do. I have one of the few shapes they can't mat, that the game doesn't have built into it. So I have that one down there. I have that one. I have all of them down there. If it exists, I should have it. That one just goes the wrong direction. See, this line goes straight. I need one that suddenly turns and goes at an angle. Oh. Let's take this one off. See, it's the wrong slope. That is as good as it's going to get. Which, I mean, it's really close. If it didn't have the edges, it would look even closer. Just right there is a little bit sharper line than the rest of it. Alright, so that's what we will try to mimic. Control G. Let's grab it and take it to the other side. There and there. Control G. There and there. Okay, so not that one, not that one, that one. Control G. What? There. Then Control G.
Energy low.
Like that. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. We're getting there after all. I should eat real quick, considering where my food is at. Flip you the right way. Weld you up. And I don't know why I did that, because I know which one goes there. Okay. The duck bill is done. Now we just gotta, greeble and fill in the rest of it. Oh dear. We won't be quite so picky with the rest of it. I say that. Click, click, click. Whoop! Right off the side. The real fun is once we get all this built up, then we gotta go start looking for bad guys to shoot with it. Because that's what it'll be begging for. I'm stuck on my turret. Like, seriously stuck. Like, the turret's got me stuck. Like, I can't fly even. It's got me so stuck. Ah, finally. I don't know what keeps making it go up and down like that. I'm crouched. It should not be raising up and down. Just get it all slapped in there. The real problem with doing this is all just tissue paper. It's because small grid is, well, small grid light armor and even small grid heavy armor. It's tissue paper. It's just there to look pretty. So, make it look pretty, we will. Oh, there goes an unknown signal blowing up in the distance. Alright, let's see. That gives us a little bit of shape going on to that part so far. Doesn't make it look like these are quite so just stuck on the end from the bottom. Now let's do this. Let's come on, cooperate. There. Actually, I changed my mind about that too, based on that one. Yeah.
Here, storm inbound.
Way back, hit C. Alright, let me go where I want to go. Oh, getting close. Oh, I didn't see the ones going behind us. Oof. I just have had those meteors hit my solar sail there, so they actually do make me nervous. They're not the disaster the old ones were, but they're not to be ignored either. I need some air to work under here. Alright. Where we go end up at? If we continued even, straight back, we would end up like that. I don't like that. I want... that to be out there like that. I just want it to look more connected. Let's see, my first goal here is just to make it have good shape and feel solid. Then we'll go through and add in some highlights like we did with the white on the drones. I could have done some things with negative space, but honestly, with the way this vehicle came together, negative space feels like it would have looked weird. Given that that is like that, what I need is actually... Oh, what's it looks like? It's not going to be in here. What I want will look like that. There. There we go. That gives the bottom a nice finished look. It's kind of squared open where the turret goes, but that's logical. I mean, obviously I don't have anything above the turret done. We've only done the very bottom. If we can mirror that across, that will look sharp. See how much more... See how this just kind of looks unfinished? And this side looks very... Alright, let's go to war. That's what we're trying to accomplish. There we go. Solidified that. There we go. The backmost section mirrored out. I actually did that all the way up to here. Which means this goes up even all the way across to there too. Alright, this one looks weird right here. Something needs to be there, but it can't be that. So... how about that? Nope. How about... that? Yeah. There might even be... not in that section. Right block to fill that spot in. Oh, bull, where's it at? It's that one. Right there. I did do 2 of those. G. What? Oh, come on. There. How many times do I have to turn you to get you to the direction I want? The way I did that, I left one I couldn't weld from down there. And just weld straight across again. Whoop, fell off. And line up at the center of here. And we go there. And apparently I'm out of steel plate.
Energy low.
And I'm getting low on time. But we're getting there. Right? Yep. Now, how close to this did I get before I started? Okay, so it lines up with that second. So I never came closer than that. It's only 2 out. Oh, whoa! There we go. Alright, now we can just finish it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Energy critical.
Alright, now the bottom of it is mirrored. It is actually pretty nice and silly, or nice and solid looking. I enjoy the shape. I enjoy where we're going here. Now let's go ahead and dock, because groups, blue smoke rover, no, smoke carrier, those are the ones we need. Set those to recharge on off. All right. I thought I said recharge on off. All right. Now, if I hit 8 here, ta-da, charging. Now, something this thing does not have is some of its electronics yet. So let's start adding some more. It needs an antenna. Probably putting a parabolic on it, but I think we're just going to stick this one sticking up visible right behind the cockpit. I think that'll look good, actually. Not just because it's easy, but because actually wish it was a block further forward from where it is. I want it to be right here, because that way it looks like the cockpit, or the antenna sticks up directly above the cockpit, which is where I want. Now behind here, we do not need the AI for anything other than its added lock-on range. So we are going to add a AI defense here, because it dramatically increases the range at which the turrets will lock on and fire. So with that in mind, we have our AI defense. Okay. So, we got our AI defense going. And we are going to need event controllers. I want a pair of these. And I'm going to need a action relay. Again. Grab an action relay, grab a pair of the event controllers. Okay. So a pair of event controllers. Get them to face the direction I want them to. Just seems logical that all the electronics would be right behind the cockpit, don't it? I know using logical in this game is kind of ridiculous, but we're going to do it anyway. Nope, I put them in upside down from each other. No, I didn't. Wait, did I? No, I got them right away. Okay, okay, good. Now, the action relay, we're going to put right here. Let's think. Timers. We need some timers. Timers. Gee, timer. Pair of timer blocks. One here and one there. Now, what else do we need? Do we need anything else? AI, wrong AI. What do we got? No, I think that's everything. So then we will fill in the rest of the space with a little bit of armor. Now, how do I make this look like it's connected more than it is? Because right now it does not look connected. Even if they're only half blocks. It's got to look like it's actually attached, not just laying there. Which laying there is what it looks like right now. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, excuse me. There we go. We have a connection. Which way do I want you to twist? I wish you twist the way I want you to the first time. There we go. There we go. We are not going to get this greebled out today. We will have to come back and finish it tomorrow. Or on Tuesday, I mean.
Low. Fuel critical.
Ow. How do I want this part to look? Like I said, we are not going to get this done today, but at least we have some idea of where we're headed for next time. Well, if we take that one off and that one off, flip you this way, like that, and then edge it out like that. What am I going to put on that very end? Because technically it should come out another one like this. And then get a finisher on there like that to finish out that corner. Let me put one like that. Kind of solidify out that corner. Actually, this isn't bad. That don't look bad at all. Whoa! This one's held on by those down there. That one's held on by that there. So nothing is just kind of flopping in the breeze, which is I absolutely hate. Even if they are, you know, held on only by something that you can't actually see. At least they are, or that aren't isn't obvious. In this case, it's held on by the bottom. This top at least gives it a look that it's solid, not just laying there. In all honesty, let's take out that one, and that one. Let's take out that one, and float it going that way. I'll do it that way. And then I need that one. Right there. That way the thruster has the ability to pull thrust. Completely unnecessary. Absolutely, completely unnecessary. But I like how it looks, so I'm doing it anyway. There. That lets me bring it up even. I want to mimic this front part in the back. So, not that one, but this one. We want that. And then we want that, right? Yes, like that. And then this one goes right like that. Kind of gives it that, like an inverted cowl look, is what I'm thinking. I know in real life that wouldn't do anything, but because you would never actually have a thruster pointing this direction, that wouldn't have way more breathing room. But the point is not that. The point is Point is that we are now really get that from stuck in there. The point is now I have accounted for my drone. I'm all the way back to in the drones area now.
Energy low.
And that's where we're going to have to end up in for the day. So I will be here Tuesday. Debating whether or not to put one more row. We'll try it. Try one more row. They get toasted out. They get toasted out. There we go. That finishes out this side for as far as we're going to get today. As you can see, it's starting to really take shape. Really take shape. I'm actually debating on bringing this all up one more row across there. We'll look at next week and decide. But that's how the carrier is going to start coming across. Let's take it up a little bit. Well, let's make it daytime real quick. Sleep through the night. Get a quick midnight snack. Rest through the night. And while it is not finished, not by a long shot, Z89 carrier's starting to look its part. So let's close out a couple of these. Let's get the HUD to go away. And get our closing picture for the night. And I will do my outro while I dock. I am the Blind Gamer Guy. Join me Tuesdays and Thursdays here on YouTube from 12:30 to 3:30. Running around we go. In case you're wondering, I just blew my rear blew my rear blew the rear turret right off trying to land it again. See? Pretty work right off the bat. Okay, let me try that again. Maybe I won't, since I won't be trying to land, I won't crash. As I was saying, I'm the Blind Gamer Guy. Join me Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 3:30 here on YouTube for Round and Round We Go, and from 10 to noon on Twitch for the continuation of my Escape from Mars playthrough. And I'll see you Tuesday for more Space Engineers Chaos. What? I was getting ready to close it, but I got something.